when it comes to women and reaching out to a lot of you guys out here, there is this one mistake that a lot of you guys out there keep repeating. And the cold part about all of this is that you just don't know what you're doing, and you're going to constantly keep doing it unless you make the adjustments that we're going to talk about today. Because a lot of you guys right now are sitting here thinking about her interest. You're sitting around thinking about her feelings. You're thinking about whether she likes you enough, and that's not the real story. And after this video, all of that stuff that you're thinking and all those conclusions are going to stop, because it is time for me to help you pull the curtain back on what's going on, gentlemen, and show you the game actually behind the game. And what I need you to know is, once you actually understand this, that something should click in your mind to see that if I continue to do the same things that I was doing before, I'm still going to get the same result. So we want to make sure that you guys are actually locked in. So I want you young men to listen up, okay? And I need you locked in because many of you guys are working around hurt, confusion. A lot of you guys are sitting around checking your phone every 5 minutes, wondering if she's going to reach out to you, wondering what I did wrong, wondering what could I do or what could I have done to make things better. And you think that you're losing her. That's not it. You think another man is talking to her. Now listen, gentlemen, I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not saying that she is entertaining or talking to other men. I'm not saying she's not. But whether she is or she isn't has nothing to do with what we're talking about, okay? I know a lot of y'all guys think that if I text more, I try harder, or I try to do something a little more clever, she's actually gonna be interested in me. And I'm gonna have to keep it 100 with you, because most of you guys out here don't understand the depth and range of the game itself. And let me go ahead and get across the street before I get hit. Most of you guys don't understand the depth and the range of the game, and that's what I'm talking about. All right, I gotta keep it a buck with you, like I said before. See, most of the time, guys, when it comes to texting a woman or interacting with a woman or something like that, you didn't lose the woman, okay? You never lose the woman. Well, what you don't understand is that you train the whole dynamic of the interaction wrong, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today, so soak this up. Yeah, I said it, man. Every interaction, remember guys, I've always tell you this on my live shows. Everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you think, everything that you want to do, everything matters. And I know sometimes it's hard to soak that up, and sometimes it's hard to understand, because you're not comprehending the depth and range of why those who have game win with women versus those who struggle with women. Every interaction that you have with a woman, guys, I've always said, is always going to teach the woman exactly how to deal with you. Every text, every reply speed, every time you carry on a interviewing conversation, a dead conversation, a boring conversation, you're showing her what role she gets to play. And the problem is, when it comes to roles, you're making her the star of the movie while you are co-starring in the movie. And we can't do that as men. I think that's one of the greatest issues that's going on with you guys out here. A lot of you guys got women sitting comfortably, relaxing, doing their nails, pedicure, manicure, and all this other stuff, while you're going through all the emotional labor. She's the one chilling while you're the one performing. It's all backwards. And what do I mean by it's backwards? What I mean by what is backwards is a woman should be reaching out to you. A woman should miss you. A woman should think about you. A woman should have ups and downs, tosses and turning in her stomach. Should go all over the place missing you. But what's happening is she's not doing that. And what's actually happening is that it has less to do with her interest, gentlemen, but it has everything to do with the role that you are actually playing in the interaction. See, gentlemen, you don't understand what you have done. You have systematically, the woman that you're talking to, not only have you propped her up, not only have you told her how beautiful and special and sweet and all these things, not only have you done all those things, gentlemen, you've also done the worst thing in the world. You have trained her how to play with your feelings, how to play with your emotions, and how to actually control you, man. And that's what many guys don't see. Okay, I'm not gonna say she doesn't like you, and I'm not gonna say she's not interested in you. But the worst thing you guys do when you don't have the game is that you remove the need for her to invest herself into you, okay? The thing is that women know they are special because 98% of the guys say that they're special. So if she thinks that she's special and you're the fan of hers, like you're a fan of hers, then all of a sudden she doesn't have to chase anything because she knows she already has you. And this is where a lot of guys mess up, because you are texting to be heard, gentlemen, but you're not texting to be understood, and that's the big difference. See, guys, when you text a woman to be heard, it's totally different from what's going on with you right now, because all you're doing is sending updates. All you're doing is sending emojis and memes and all of that. Where am I pushing this? Where are we going with this thing? If all I'm doing is sending you basic, boring, bland things, how is that going to get her face in a pillow? And how is that going to have her ass up in the air if all she's getting are simple, basic text messages and simple, basic emojis? I want you guys to game it out. And guys, I'm not saying this to upset you, because I know you think what you're doing is right, but it's all wrong. But nobody's actually going to tell you what's going on in all of this. You're sending too many updates. You're checking in. You're trying to keep the conversation alive. And what you're saying is basically, I need you to acknowledge me. And what's going to happen is, yes, she is going to read it and she is going to respond politely. Maybe she'll send you an emoji or something like that, but emojis and responding is not going to say she's going to have her face in the pillow and her ass in the air. It's just that she's comfortable with you being passive. And as long as you're passive, she's going to keep giving you enough rope to go ahead and hang yourself, because a woman is not going to allow you to have the power where she begins to lose control. And a lot of guys don't understand this, because with a woman wants to understand you, okay? But how can she understand someone that is passive and insecure? It doesn't work that way. And she needs to move actually towards you guys out here. She needs to start asking questions about who you're seeing. She should ask, how many women are you seeing? Who you seeing? Who you dating? Who you talking to? Oh, you know what? You know, I asked you to call me. I know you're busy. Oh, let me guess. You must be talking to somebody else. And those are the things women are going to do for you guys out here, because when she starts to question things, that's when the attraction starts to breathe, because at that point you are actually putting her in a brand new reality, gentlemen. And that's the most amazing thing about the game. So instead of asking the question is, why didn't she text first? What I'm telling you, you need to have a better question is, how does she respond when you text? Okay, these are the things that you have to really ask yourself, because a lot of you guys are not thinking this deep in the game. You have to ask yourself, when I send her that message, and I have to be honest with myself, I'm going to ask myself this question: does she engage with me? Does she ask questions? Does she add sexual interest and sexual energy to that? Or does she tease? Does she laugh? Does she continue the conversation instead of letting it die out, gentlemen? Because interest shows up in her participation. Interest shows up in her actions. Interest shows up in her effort. And a woman can like you and still not text you first. Because guess what? You trained her that you were always going to be the one running behind her. You trained her that you were always going to be the one begging for her time. You trained her to do everything she's doing right now, but you can't get mad at what is going on right now, because you are showing her what she doesn't have to be, because you don't know how to guide her the right way with the game. Now, let's go ahead and break this something down, because this might sting a little bit. And some of you guys think that texting more is actually going to equal building a connection with that woman, and that's not the case. All right, guys, when you're talking to a woman, the connection isn't that you're trying to build one with her. You should already be connected. See, when you are a student of the game, you're married to the game, and you have more of an understanding of who you are, is at that point you are actually more connected. And when a woman meets a man who's more connected in himself, that kind of throws her off a little bit, because she's not used to a man that knows what he wants. And the want is not trying to prove myself to you. You should never sit around and try to prove yourself to somebody thinking that if I prove myself to that person, she is actually going to like me. It just doesn't work that way. So what happens is that you guys think texting is going to impact the woman. You guys think that if I just keep hitting her with this, she's going to change her mind. And that's how a lot of you guys end up confused and everything. Because some of you guys send things and then you're like, well, nothing's happening. Why is anything happening? Nothing is happening because you actually have become what is called background noise. And background noise doesn't do anything for a woman. See, you're not actually running behind her. It's that you are actually disappearing in the reality that she's in. And this is why she isn't really feeling anything for you, because women want to feel certain things. They want more energy from that person. They want more energy, they want more dominance. And if they're not getting dominance and they're not getting energy, they're actually going to feel some kind of way. They're going to feel cheated, used, and they're going to feel like, you know what, I'm wasting my time talking to this person. Why is it I'm sitting here having this boring conversation with this person? He's bringing nothing to the table. He's not doing anything for me. Why am I doing this? And right now, your texts feel like effort. Okay, it feels like, please respond to me. I need you to understand me. Please give me a shot. And I know, gentlemen, that sounds crazy, but that's what you're conveying to women, and that's what you don't understand. You're conveying everything that you should convey as a man. One thought, one mind, one way. Because as you become more laced in the game, you're not really moving to the woman's mindset. You're not moving to what you think you have to be for the woman. What you're actually doing is that you're showing her that if you're lucky enough to get with me, that's the whole thought process of all of this, okay? And for many of you guys right now, I know you feel like everything is an effort and everything is very frustrating. I get it. You're very frustrated, and I'm not going to not take into account how frustrated you are, but we got to think about the frustration, because if you think about attraction in itself, or sexual attraction, because a woman being attracted to you doesn't mean she wants to have sex with you. She has to be sexually attracted to you. Sexual attraction is not about volume. It's about actually impact. It's meaningful interactions, man, that beats out 20 empty check-ins, memes, and a bunch of conversation about nothing. And this is where you have to start putting her into action. Stop over-explaining yourself. Stop trying to fill every piece of silence with something that you feel is needed because you feel that she's slipping out of your hand. See, sexual conversations, when you know what you're doing right, when you actually become a student of the game, man, this is the key. Because if you're not a student of the game, this is not going to help you. But when you learn the game, one thought, one mind, one way, Conversations become doors instead of lectures and things like that. Sexual doors to intimacy, doors to saying, what can I be around this guy? Can I be a little more kinky with him, a little more nasty with him, a little more freaky with him? What can I do with this guy? But you have got to be able to unlock and open the doors and with a woman, and where she starts to be more playful, where she starts to think about you. She gets jealous over you. Because if you're doing it right now, the way you're doing it and expecting her to change who she is, it's not gonna happen, man. Because women realize a lot of you guys are trying way too hard, okay? She's never gonna wonder about you if you're not connecting, okay? So gentlemen, as I said before, when you over text, okay, she's always going to relax, all right? But when you create emotional and sexual moments, she's actually going to invest herself into you. She invests her body, her mind, she invests her day and everything in between. But let's talk about the difference, guys, about being heard versus being understood real quick. Because when you text to talk, she doesn't just hear the words. She kind of looks at the insecurity behind what you're actually saying. And when you text, when you're locked into who you are, one thought, one mind, one way, she is going to pull in much closer to you because she's not going to be used to you. And that's the whole thing. And this is why some men who barely text women have the women always checking up on them. Gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing to wake up and have your phone just like you got a bunch of good mornings, and then you decide who you want to talk to, because you know whoever I talk to is going to want to hold on to the conversation and going to want to keep talking to me. Yes, that's how it works. It's crazy. It's saying like, okay, well, I know if I entertain this woman right here, she is going to keep conversating, keep sending me messages because she's going to want to keep holding on to the conversation, okay? All right. I mean, I know a lot of you guys want women to text you first, but the thing is, you have to give her something to feel that it's worth texting first, okay? Not constant access, okay? We want to have greater interactions with the woman. It's something that y'all guys aren't having because y'all are not having greater interactions with oneself. And this is why right here, this is what separates the guys who actually get it from the guys that actually struggle. And the guys that actually get it, you got to stop trying to convince women to like you. You've got to stop trying to beg them to give you a shot. I always love to give women experiences because I want to draw out her sexuality out of her to realize that I'm not like every guy. And gentlemen, this is why I'm all for her chatting, talking to, and interacting with other men. Why most of you guys try to stop her from chatting and interacting with other men because you feel really insecure about that. And I'm not going to knock you for your insecurities, but what I'm trying to tell you is that as long as you are insecure about that woman and about what's going on, you are never going to make her feel secure in you. And feeling secure in you means that she just wants to know more about you, because people value, okay, when they see something valuable. And if you don't value yourself, and it's okay, you might not value yourself because you're not a student of the game. You might not value yourself because you don't know what it means to value yourself. No matter what your thing is, it doesn't matter. But what matters is that most of you guys are losing women because you've been operating a mindset that is not secure. But see, once you are able to learn the game and change the structure, gentlemen, you will change the behavior. That's how it works. So the next time you catch yourself thinking to yourself, you know, why is she answering my text? What did I do wrong? Does she like me? Does she want to be with me? What am I going to do? Should I double text her? Should I accidentally bump? Or I've got a thing to make her or wave at her or do something like that, man. You got to stop, man. You got to take a moment and step back and realize the thing that you're thinking in that moment is the reason why she's not reaching out to you, because you cannot hide insecurity to a woman that has sexual perfect pitch and who has emotional perfect pitch. You cannot fight that. You can't deny that. That's the problem with many of you guys out here, okay? So I just gave you guys a blueprint. Fix a dynamic by being a student of the game. Stop overthinking and just let her learn how to participate in your essence when you become one thought, one mind, one way. So that's going to be the end of our video, but not the end of our discussion, gentlemen. If you're ready to learn the game the right way so you don't have these problems that you're having right now, go ahead and ask for your pathway. We'll send you the PDF file. You go ahead and soak it up and make your decision yourself. But if you're not ready to learn your pathway, and you still want to do things your way and still struggle, then you can keep watching these videos, watch our YouTube shorts, and watch our live shows. We go live all the time. One thing about us, we are always going live. So gentlemen, what I want you guys to know is that we do go live. And if you want to call in and ask questions, I got you covered. But anyway, gentlemen, if you enjoy this video, you are going to enjoy the next video you see right here. Guys, I will definitely talk to you soon. Peace.